and welcome back to Purposeful Woman podcast. And today we have Emi Valerio. Emi is an author, motivational speaker, mindset coach, helping female founders achieve clarity, momentum, and balance in life and business without feeling like a fraud. Emi's mission is to empower women to step into their power and achieve sacred awakening so they can shine the light into the world. Hi, and welcome, Emi.
Hi, how are you, Victoria? Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here to just share my message and to just share how we as women can overcome the things that are limiting us, the things that are stopping us from achieving our fullest potential. So, thank you for having me.
Yes, let's dive in. Well, before let's dive in into your story first, and then we'll dive in into content. Well, I would love to know, how did you start it?
Perfect. So I started She Commands from a bad breakup, right? I was in a relationship with someone for over 5 years, and we were engaged to be married and found out that he cheated on me, which was like awful. I was so distraught. My life was in full chaos. Yes, bang to that. Like my life was in full chaos. I would go into work and felt as if there was more. I would my in that time of my life, I just felt as if there was more to be had within my life. I would go into work and I would be so sad, and come back home and I would just ball up into a big bowl and just cry on my bedroom floor and just asking myself like why was that, why did I get the degree that I achieved? I had At that time I had my master's in counseling, and I said to myself, why did I get this degree to only be placed in a job where I'm unhappy, to only be, to have all these tools, but yet to still be unhappy, to, be in this relationship and something like this traumatizing happened and then I was unhappy again. So for me, it was, I had all the tools because, like I said, I had my master's in counseling. I had all the tools to achieve the balance. I had all the tools to achieve the momentum, but there was a lot of things that were still not happening the way that I wanted it to happen in my life. And a big part of that, when I sat down with everything and got really in tune with my self-awareness, was that I was a fraud. I was a big old fraud. Like I was living my life for other people versus living my life for myself. I was afraid of the accomplishments that I had achieved and afraid to call those accomplishments my success, right? Because had that been my success, I would have had to always set another bar, right? Like there would always be another bar that I had to set. So for me, I know that I needed to turn clarity from that chaos. And I finally did. And I started She Commands because I wanted to ensure that other women didn't have to feel as if they were left behind or, fear that FOMO, right? Fear of missing out or having to feel as if they had to live up to the world's standards, but having them create their own standards for their lives and breaking down those barriers that society has built for us as women, women in business, women in the workplace, right? Women in the marketplace, and helping those women break down those barriers so they can achieve the life goals and achieve the business goals of that they desire. So that's where I am, and this is where I am today. And I would have it no other way, right? So,
Wow, that is incredible story. So you did this through mindset work.
yes, I
And
did do it through mindset work. I had to, for me, like I said, I had all the tools necessary. I had the background already. I have a master's in counseling, and I'm looking forward to getting my PhD soon. So for me, I know, right? So super excited.
right,
I'm applying
PhD is
for PhD
exciting.
programs. It is. And so I had all the background, but I still was unhappy. I had all the tools, but I was still unhappy. But
So
the thing is
what
that
So what would you tell yourself if, with every knowledge that you have right now and that you've come so far, what would you tell yourself that is still in that place
yeah,
of not still living, in the FOMO and feeling like up to standards of the world? What would you tell yourself?
what I would tell myself would be that I can't measure my success to somebody else's, right? Like just because someone else is doing better than me, or just because someone else, like comparison, living in that comparison can definitely be a death trap. So what I would tell myself is that instead of looking towards somebody else's success, definitely looking inwards, and then also utilizing those tools, right? Being like walking that talk, right? Utilizing those tools within myself to ensure that I achieve that level of success. I think the one thing that a lot of coaches, or even, those that are applying in coaching to have coaching done, one of the things that they miss out on is that they have all these tools, but they don't apply it within their lives. So the one thing that I would say is that if you have these tools, apply them every day and create a habit within those applications within your life, so you can ensure that level of success that you desire. Because if you are not acting towards what you want, or if you're not focusing on what you want, you're not going to be able to expand that within your life. And so that's the main thing that I would have told myself, back
Cool.
then.
So what would you do differently with everything that you know right now? What would you do differently?
Oh my. What I would trust the process. There was a lot of times in my business where I would second guess myself, and I would once again go back into that comparison mode. And so I changed my statement, right? Like I changed my statement, my mission statement, my vision statement so many times, because of the fact that I was looking at somebody else and what they were doing and saying to myself, okay, well, if they can make money doing that, then I can also make money doing that as well. And not really leaning into my intuition, and not really leaning into what I was put on this earth to do. I was just doing it because of the fact that I wanted to make money, right? Or, see something, some type of flow of money coming in. But because I was doing that, I was taking time from the process that I was put into, and going on and veering off in a different direction. And so it took longer for me to reach a level of success in my business, because I kept veering off and looking at what other people were doing and comparing myself to others versus just sticking the course. So I would tell myself over and over again, trust the process and trust your intuition, because you have it. So
Yes, you do, and everybody do. We gotta tap into our hearts and trust
yeah.
ourselves. My last question that I ask everybody on this podcast, and it's not even a question, it's filling the blank. So
Okay.
finish the sentence. Oh, if you really knew me, you will know that I am blank.
If you really knew me, you would know that I am shy.
I
I
love
am
it.
shy. I am an introvert. I love, just spending time in my little cave of a room. And that has a lot to do with my human design. Like, I enjoy being in a cave.
What is your
And
human design? I'm a
I
cave
am,
person too.
yeah. So I have sacral authority. And so I am
A
a generator.
generator?
Yeah, I'm a generator with sacral authority. And one of my things is that I enjoy being in a cave. And as soon as I
So
heard that,
cool.
it allowed me to understand that I could only work when I am in a process of, like, encaved and really just by myself and enjoying what I'm doing, versus
Cool.
being, in a different space. So I will
Yeah, you
tell
gotta
my
really, yeah, understand what and where are you, going and doing. I'm a mental projector. I also cave, so I like
oh.
to work in myself. So I would love for you to share where our audience can find and learn more about you and get connected with you.
Yes, you can learn more about me on Instagram at She Commands, and DM me if you feel as if right now this is something that you want to work through. Imposter syndrome, you want to work through feeling as fear of missing out. You want to work through comparison, right? Message me on Instagram at She Commands, and yeah, I am looking forward
Thank
to
you.
like hearing from you guys. I know
Thank you so
Victoria's
much
gonna.
for coming on. Thank you so much. It's so pleasure to have you. And if you're listening or watching to this podcast, always subscribe and give us awesome review. And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Yes, of course. Bye.
And if you love this episode and you would love to see more of that, click the subscribe button to Purposeful Woman Podcast. And don't forget to text us to stay in tune with the Purposeful community for awesome tricks and tricks by texting to number +1 401 399 4105, and we will link descriptions in the episode to all of that we mentioned today. Bye, turn your one day to day one with a purposeful day.